Hello, fellas and ladies. It is May 13th. Just in case something I say becomes, outdated immediately. But, I didn't do my typical year in advance Oscar predictions that I, tend to do due to some personal stuff that stopped me from doing it. Those take a lot of work, and I just wasn't mentally able to do it, and at this point, it's a little late. But Cannes is, it started. By the time I'm shooting this, day one of the competition has begun. So I might as well just throw my hat in the ring and let everyone know what I'm predicting. Right off the bat, this early in May. For Best Picture, I don't have the time to do all the acting categories, nor do I have, the stuff really configured yet. So I'm just going to jump right into it. This is what my best guess as to what the Best Picture lineup's going to look like in January. And frankly, I don't really see any of these as, a concrete winner yet. It doesn't track, nothing here really screams winner yet, although I'll have my best guesses. A lot of what I'm ranking is just my idea of how likely they are to get nominated, and then some swings I'm taking. But I think a lot of us agree on the top three, maybe top four. I think we all have the same in certain areas. I think we have the same four-ish, although maybe some people are, a little scared about Dune or something like that. Otherwise, this is what a lot of people have these four in it. I have Digger at number one. Not because I think it's going to win Best Picture, but kind of because I just think of, the contenders that seem, on face value so obvious. This one screams the most as, yeah, that'll get in. Unlike The Odyssey and Dune, which could also really be big top 5 Oscar contenders, Digger, it has the most across the board support in my eye. Because while The Odyssey and Dune has text galore that it's going to get, I think Digger has text galore plus acting, and I think writing is a little more likely for Digger than it is for Odyssey and Dune. And Alejandro Gonzalez, I understand but Bardo, and it's I know, and I also heard from tests, tests, I try not to listen to tests, but I heard from, tests are a little divisive, I know, but this isn't Bardo, this is a 9-digit, Warner Brothers movie. With Tom fucking Cruise. Ever heard of him? I'm definitely on the train that if this movie's a contender, Tom Cruise just he just wins. Transformation, yada yada yada. But it's such a star-studded cast. I think John Goodman's on track to get his first nomination. Sacha Hooler, I heard that she's barely in it, but I've heard that story before. The concept seems ambitious. It seems entertaining. If you can stick out in a crowd, I think that helps a lot. And I think Digger stands out. But yeah, I do think The Odyssey and Dune are pretty, I think they're getting in. The Odyssey, I don't think I have to explain myself. It's going to be such a big, summer blockbuster event. It seems kind of hard to ignore. My only thing is I don't really see this as an acting screenplay contender. That's kind of the only reservation I have. I don't think Nolan's gonna win again. This isn't his Oppenheimer, where it's oh my god, this dissection, this World War II epic, this biopic. I think this is Homer's Odyssey. This has been told 100 times. And sure, I think this will end up being the definitive version of the Odyssey put on screen. But I don't know. I'm thinking that I just don't really buy that it's gonna I see some people predicting Nolan to win, and I'm guy, come on. No. I know he just won, but come on. But nonetheless, I have no real reason to predict it. I think there's a way this could go south where it's Nolan's in Tenet mode, and people just don't really like that because that movie fucking sucks. But then you got Dune Part 3, which I know a lot of people are gonna be oh no, sequel. Look at Avatar. Look at Wicked. Okay. No. First of all, Dune and Wicked, don't even put them in the same sentence. Wicked's a fad. It always was. And then Wicked for Good sucks shit. So, unless you think Dune's gonna suck, don't put them next to each other. Avatar is a little on that thing, but even Avatar was kind of having, it's not a fad, but even Avatar kind of had its legacy was kind of in question, and then the third one came out so close to the second one, and it didn't live up. It's just not in the same league. To say that Dune is gonna miss just because it's a sequel, it feels a little false. Even the second one, which I can't tell you why it did how it did, but it still got in. And I think this being the epic conclusion helps us out a lot. It's also coming out in December. It's gonna be this big event when it comes out. And fuck it, maybe I'll say Denis gets in this time. Maybe he fucking wins this time. Maybe this is it. The trend has been giving these big directors Sean Baker, PTA, Nolan, that's been the trend. I think Denis Villeneuve being next kind of makes sense. So I'm just gonna predict Dune 3. Like, it just is gonna happen, I feel like. Unless it disappoints. If it disappoints, well then fuck. But I'm assuming it doesn't. It seems like it's hitting. Like, people, it's the prologue screened at CinemaCon, and people are comparing it to Saving Private Ryan. Like, come on. And then the other one I think most people would be in pretty strong agreement with is Wild Horse 9. I mean, Searchlight's got some fucking balls about this one because, like, dude, they've already got a trailer out for it. I know, like, people are going like, oh, but it looks like earlier Martin McDonagh stuff. And I'm like, yeah, kind of, but, like, that might be fine this time. Like, oh, it might be too silly. Like, dude, have you not been paying attention to the Oscars recently? If it still hits, if it's, like, great, like Banshees and 3 Billboards, then I think we're in the clear. Like, it's very obvious to see where this could hit. Like, writing, so clearly. Director, it looks pretty slashy. It's a period piece. It's got acting galore in this movie. John Malkovich get in. Sam Rockwell get in. Steve Buscemi, this looks like the perfect opportunity to get him a nomination. Some are saying Parker Posey, but I think there's another actress whose name I'm blanking on right now. Mariana Di Girolamo for Wild Horse. Yeah, that, like, I think she has a little more better odds than Posey, but there you go. That's 4 acting nominations, or even 5 possibilities. I don't know. I think this is clearly gonna, like, go to Venice, do the TIFF thing. Like, it does what it has been doing, and yeah, I don't really see, unless you, again, if you think it's gonna slip, then fine, but I have no reason to believe this. My Cannes pick, my projection from Cannes, I have 2. One of them, not very hot of a take, and that's Fatherland. I mean, this is a biopic from Pavel Pawlikowski of Thomas Mann, like, in post-World War II Germany, and they're going across Germany. By the time that this is done editing, this will have been screened and premiered at Cannes, so maybe we'll have our answer. But the way I see it, it's got Sandra Kuhler, it's got Hans Zischler, it's got black and white cinematography by Lucas Zoll. And look, Pavel Pawlikowski's clearly on track for a Best Picture movie. His, the trajectory is so clear. Ida got cinematography nominated, won International Feature, and then Cold War got a Best Director nomination from Pavel Pawlikowski. It's not like Pawlikowski's coming out of thin air and then like, whoop, now he's a fucking Best Picture contender out of thin air like he's Sean Baker. No. He's already in the good books with the Academy. He just needs the right thing and the right time. I think, unlike when Cold War and Ida come out, international cinema is so much more embraced by the Academy. So I think Fatherland makes a lot of sense. It seems like it has the juice. It just needs to deliver. The other Cannes movie that I got in my sights, like I'm a big old gun guy, is Coward, the new Lucas Don't movie. If you're not predicting it, you're a coward yourself. That's what I said. This is a war movie from the director of Close. So already he's not into the degree that Pavel Pawlikowski is, but like he's in the graces of the Academy to some degree. This is his World War I movie about soldiers putting on some theater to lift the spirits during combat. Hello! I mean, come the fuck on. I mean, this sounds like an Oscar movie, even if alright, sure. There's no, like, actors in it. At least ones that we know. There are actors in it. People play roles in it. It's in French. It's, I get, like, if you were to have trepidation, but why? I mean, okay, Mubi has it, and it's like, what, they're gonna get 2 Best Picture movies in, according to me, with Fatherland and Coward. And you also notice I don't have a Neon Cannes movie. I have a Neon movie, but not a Neon Cannes movie, which is maybe a mistake. I mean, that streak's gonna end eventually. They're not, like, this thing that's going on isn't gonna actually go on forever. But I am really, like, this sounds like an Oscar movie, and, like, the second I read that synopsis, I was like, wait, this could be, like, a top 5er. Forget about, like, oh, maybe it slips in. Like, this could be, like, a contender. Like, text galore. Hello. So that's my long shot with Cannes. I got a few other long shots that I'll talk about in a minute, but I think Coward has the stuff. This could be a double-digit contender for me. Well, no acting. Now, with Project Hail Mary, okay, this is going to get nominated for Best Picture. If we're talking about likelihood, if I were ranking it based on likelihood, like and the other movies, it'd be like in the top 3. Like, this is going to get nominated for Best Picture. It's one of the most acclaimed movies of the year. It's so beloved. It's a fucking smash at the box office. It's got the nomination haul that it needs. Gosling's going to be nominated. Like, a bet money, Gosling's getting in. And also, you got these texts that are so clearly gonna happen for visual effects. It might fucking win, and I say that with the understanding that Dune's right there. Cinematography, sound, score, maybe. Production design. Oh, production design's happening for sure. Screenplay. No, why do I have a number 6? I would say because it's probably not gonna come close to like winning. I would say it's probably gonna wind up like by like come January. It's probably not gonna be like a top 5er. Like, Phil Lord and Chris Miller aren't coming close to director. But nonetheless, maybe it doesn't need that, It's to me, it's so clear going to be a strong contender, but I think that this is the right place to put it. Number 6. We're like, yes, it's going to happen. It's getting in, that we're done. But, it's not going to come close to the victory, which is fine. Now, as far as my my long shots come in, one of them is A Place in Hell. I feel like every year I have a premonition where I, put my little ego on the line, and I predict something nobody else is predicting, that it's going to be like a fall festival thing. Sometimes it really pays off, like with the Banshees of Inisherin and The Brutalists. Check my fucking homework, by the way. I called those shit. But other times it blows up in my face, like with Priscilla or last year with Hedda. No other choice if you want, but like that blew up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't really blow up in my face, but yeah, I failed. This is the one I'm going with this year, is A Place in Hell. Oh, that and another one, but we'll talk about that in a second. This is the new Chloe DeMont movie. This is director of Fair Play. It's got a really good cast. Michelle Williams, Daisy Edgar Jones, Andrew Scott. All three of them could be vying for Oscar nominations. Mainly Michelle Williams and Daisy Edgar Jones. Williams could fucking win for this. Like, I swear to God, she could win for this. This is like a workplace thriller in the same vein as Fair Play, where Michelle Williams, she's like constantly like getting like sexual assault, like abusers off scot-free. And then like a lot of workplace politics come to play when she's seemingly replaced by, a younger woman played by Daisy Edgar Jones. I feel like Chloe DeMont showed a lot of promise at Fair Play, and I think it's got this Christmas Day release date. It's got neon behind it. It's all coming into place, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go with it. A Place in Hell. I don't see that big of a nomination haul. I don't really, its crew isn't really screaming like, oh, whoa, like this is something. But maybe it just needs, its actors and its editor and its writing, and we're in the clear. Like, I'm not saying Chloe DeMont is like overdue, but like, I don't know, maybe this could be her big welcome to the club moment. The other like long shot I got is Tony. Now this just got revealed to have I think an August release date. Not ideal. This is the new Matt Johnson movie, hot off of Nirvana, the best movie of the year, Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. It's the Anthony Bourdain biopic with Dominic Sessa as Anthony Bourdain. Trailer looks great, and it looks a lot crisper than what Matt Johnson's typically doing, mainly probably because he's got Michael Bauman shooting it, who just did, one battle after another. So it's got a pretty good casting. Antonio Banderas is also looking good for a nomination, if this were to be big. Yes, Sessa, yes, screenplay, yeah, editing, casting. There's a lot you can do with Tony, but yeah, it's got that August release date. Perhaps it could be good that it's, like, away from, like, the buzz of the fall festivals. It's not being overshadowed by, the big, like, the Martin McDonaghs of it all. And look, I have no question this movie's going to be great. I've actually heard tests go really, really, really well for this movie. And the fact that it's also going to be probably a moneymaker, it's an Anthony Bourdain biopic, that's not nobody. I'm sure the budget wasn't exactly huge. So I'm going to hedge my bets on this being the A24 movie. Like, I think Matt Johnson is just so talented, and I think give him the opportunity, given the platform, I think he'll succeed in the Oscar world. Not that he's trying to. I don't think he cares at all. But I think, this could be something. Oh, and I also have Cry to Heaven, the new Tom Ford movie. Now, I'm also really banking that Focus buys this. That's not why, but I'm really banking that Focus buys this movie. Talk about a movie with a stacked cast that I have no idea who's doing what. It's starting to sound like Owen Cooper, like little adolescence kid, is going to be the main acting play. But, like, this sounds like a double-digit contender to me. Yeah, Nick Holt, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Adele, Kieran Hines, George Mackay, Mark Strong, Colin Firth, Paul Bettany, Owen Cooper, Hunter Schafer. Like, oof, look at these actors. It's set in 18th century Venice, and it's about opera singers. And I guess it has like something to do with like a conflict. I don't really know the extent of the plot. I just know that this scope seems big, the cast seems massive. It feels like something that could like maybe be a little cold, maybe a little distant, but still be a big player. So I'm going there with Cry to Heaven, and that's my 10. That's what I think is going to be what the Best Picture lineup's going to look like. Dune, Digger, Odyssey, Wild Horse 9, Fatherland, Project Hail Mary, Coward, Place in Hell, Cry to Heaven, Tony. What's on the outside looking in? We got the new Jesse Eisenberg movie, No One Cares, is the alleged title. It stars Julianne Moore, who plays like this actress who like, goes like, hey, I'm gonna go be in this, musical play thing in like my community, and then Paul Giamatti plays the director, and I guess they're like to each other. This could definitely be something. Obviously, A Real Pain was a contender, so I definitely buy this as a contender. It just, I have a little more faith in Tony, maybe selfishly because I want Matt Johnson to succeed. But yeah, No One Cares. That feels like something. I definitely have the actors. I have Moore and Giamatti, and I definitely have those guys. And Eisenberg, he's showing to be really talented, even though, I mean, granted, his first movie sucked. But, we got something with No One Cares. It's definitely not disregarding it. Saturn Return, the new film from Greg Quidar. The Greg Quidar-Clint Bentley duo are back after Sing Sing and Train Dreams. I'm by no means saying that these guys are Oscar darlings at this point, but I definitely think that they're worth considering. And this is like more of a romantic drama. Got Rachel Brosnahan and Charles Melton in the lead roles. Bill Poulter's also in it. Oscar moment for Rachel Brosnahan. Hello. Narnia's gone, so Netflix doesn't have a lot to play with unless they were to buy something. But they do have this, and I don't really know what the vibe of this is really going to be, but I think that Bentley and Quetta are worth talking about at this point, because there is a package here with writing, acting. Who knows? Maybe it's shot brilliantly again. Maybe they have another song they can nominate. There's stuff here. It does feel a little low-key. Social Reckoning. Trailer premiered at CinemaCon. Not everyone was vibing. I mean, look, people in our circles aren't going to vibe with this movie. That's not who they're trying to vibe to. This is Sorkin directed, Sorkin written. You can't really talk about the Social Reckoning without acknowledging that there's a very good chance that this movie's getting, at worst, 2 nominations. One for writing and one for Mikey Madison in the lead role. And then that's even before you mention Jeremy Strong in the supporting role. I think look, this movie's never living up to The Social Network. We all know this, but I also think it's going to distinguish itself from The Social Network enough that maybe that won't matter too much. That if it's very good, that it might just have to get in. And that's the unfortunate truth of what we're dealing with here, but I also don't get the vibe that it's going to be that good. Like, sure, get Mikey Madison in, get the writing, and, like, this all makes sense. I'm not feeling a Best Picture nominee, even though it definitely could happen, much to a lot of our chagrins. Now, Fjord is a movie that I feel like a lot of people jumped onto like, predict right away. It's going to be premiering in a couple of days. Got Christian Mungiu's new movie with Renata Reinsva and Sebastian Stan. And, it's about this couple that moves into a village, and they're kind of, ostracized. A little xenophobia going on. There's definitely something to play with. I just can't help but feel like the people who are like really going ham on Fjord are like people who have not seen a Christian Mungiu movie and are just going, oh, Sebastian Stan and Ryan's like, yay! They're Oscar darlings. I saw someone say that if they were to take out Sebastian Stan and put in Alexander Skarsgård, not a soul would be predicting this, and I can't help but agree with that statement. I don't know, like, we'll see. I'm a big Christian Mungiu fan. Like, I love Our Men. I think Graduation is fantastic. I don't know, like, Fjord, it's probably going to be pretty cold. And granted, so is Fatherland, but it has a little more of a biographical, like, angle. I mean, it's not possible. I have it number 14. I'm definitely not saying no. But I want to hold off on it. It helps that Neon has it. Neon can. Who knows? Know what else Neon has it can? Hope. The new Na Hung Jin movie, director of The Wailing, who love that movie. I can't wait to rewatch it before when I never had to see it at TIFF. This is more of a sci-fi movie, though. That definitely is a scary word. And the stills that they came out with seem very action-y. But I can't help but think this is going to be so... Like, the trailers apparently are fantastic at a CinemaCon, and I'm excited for it. It does have some, like, Ho Yun is in this, like the Squid Game girl. But also has Taylor Russell, Michael Fassbender, Alicia Vikander. So, like, there's names, like, in that movie that can draw a North American audience. And I think the fact that it's going to be so buzzy out of Cannes definitely helps. I maybe think it might win the Palme d'Or. Now, we just saw winning the Palme d'Or doesn't guarantee you a Best Picture slot with it. It was just an accident. But it's still worth considering. I do think this is going to be a fantastic and buzzed about film. That's worth talking about no matter what. We got The Jack of Spades, directed by Joel Cohen, the other Cohen brother, who's doing better. This is a gothic mystery, so to speak, which, scary words when it comes to the Academy. But it's set in 1800 Scotland. Got Josh O'Connor in the lead role. Frances McDormand's also in it, as is Leslie Manville, as is Damian Lewis. Stuff here to play with this movie. And it's definitely text that it can get. I could see this movie premiering and we're all just like, oh my god, obviously this is a thing. Like, I don't think it's going to be quite as, like, art house and, like, it's Shakespeare dialogue, like the tragedy of Macbeth. I don't think that's what we're dealing with here. But, I'm willing to play with this. It's Joe Cohen. Like, I think even the Tragedy of Macbeth, as like esoteric as that was, like, it still got 3 nominations. One of them for Denzel Washington, granted. But, like, I don't know, this probably will get a cinematography nomination. We got Behemoth, another Searchlight title, with Pedro Pascal, a man who's definitely, like, on the brink of Oscar, like, you know, contention. Eva Victor's also in it. It says Olivia Wilde, Will Arnett, Matthew Lillard. I like all those people, but that doesn't strike confidence. But this is directed by Tony Gilroy, also written by him. Yeah, he's not done like an Oscar movie in a while, but he's hung off of the success of Andor, which was fantastic. And this isn't like a thriller. This is about, this is like a more of a, like, it feels more like a family drama. Pedro Pascal plays like a musician, like from a family of musicians, and he comes home to see his family. I think, what was it? It has like a weird batch of like, of composers. I think it has like multiple composers. Some of them are like big. It is Behemoth ! That's funny. Yeah, it's composed by James Newton Howard, Alan Silvestri, and Brandon Roberts. What? I don't know. This could be a big thing out of the fall festivals. Like, I don't see why not. It's a family drama by someone who's been Oscar nominated in the past. I don't know. There's something there. Paper Tiger, the new film from James Gray, about to premiere at the Cannes Film Festival. Some people's got their eyes on it. The stills maybe raise an eyebrow. I'm hearing that it's like a crime thriller though, and that's, again, spooky words. 2 brothers chase the American dream, but soon find themselves in the brutal world of violence and corruption of the Russian mafia. It stars Miles Teller, Adam Driver, and Scarlett Johansson. There's definitely a case that James Gray, it's his time. We'll see. I'm definitely open to it. I don't have a strong opinion that it's gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be fucking mid. It's definitely gonna be bad, or it's definitely gonna be amazing. I don't have that feeling. Neon picked it up. That's something. We'll see. I'm definitely not opposed to it. There's a couple Cannes titles got my eye on at this point in time, but we'll have to wait and see for another week. I will say, with Possible Love, again, Netflix needs themselves a contender. They could buy one, they can just resort to Saturn Return, which is definitely possible. But there's also Possible Love, a South Korean movie, which, Same with Hope, I guess is a fucking problem for some goddamn reason, even though they make some of the best movies on fucking Earth. But Lee Chang-dong, hey, look, I know, like, here's the thing. This is not like a genre movie, and I think that matters. Following the intertwined lives of 2 married couples leading completely opposite lives as the worlds collide, fractures begin to appear in their daily existence. I'm so excited for this, but look, Burning didn't even get an international feature. I ignored that last year with Park Chan-wook, who was, I would argue, even more overdue, and that blew up my face. It's going to be premiering at Venice, and then probably going to go to TIFF and Telluride, and maybe New York after that. Look, I'm going to consider it just because Netflix needs a contender. It would have gone to Cannes, but Netflix. I don't know. I think this is going to be great. If it's amazing, then I think we're working with, but I guess if you're a South Korean movie, again, they make the best movies in the world. I can't get nominated unless you're fucking Parasite. Like, you have to be literally the best movie of all time to get a Best Picture nomination in Parasite, but fuck's sake, man, I'm so cheesed. This got political. The Man I Love, the new Ira Sachs movie, that's caught my attention as like a big, like, whoa, Cannes movie that can blow up. It being an American title helps. And I really think Rami Malek, if for nothing else, could be a really big contender. This is a musical. Rami Malek plays a gay man with AIDS. Sound familiar? And it's about him taking on, like, probably the last role of his life. I think for nothing else, I think this is a Rami Malek contender, but I do want to investigate this a little further. This looks like a bigger scale than Ira Sachs typically goes for, and I know Ira Sachs isn't exactly an Oscar director, but I feel like that hasn't stopped other contenders in the past. If you would have told me that Corley Farjat, the director of Revenge, was going to be a Best Picture contender, I would have smacked you. I would have said absolutely not in this house. But hey, I got Werewolf at number 21. I think Robert Eggers, I feel like his better odd might be with a Christmas Carol movie that he's doing, just because it's a little more like, Christmas Carol. But this is like a werewolf horror movie. And I understand that Nosferatu got close in that it got 4 tech noms. And I think Eggers is like on his way to to an Oscar moment. I just don't think it's going to be this. I think it might actually do worse. Maybe it gets no nominations, honestly. But we'll see what happens. I would have probably said the same thing about Nosferatu. All of a Sudden, the new Ryosuke Hamaguchi movie. Ryosuke Hamaguchi's no Oscar darling. I don't drive my car, but like that's about it with him. This one's in French, and I also kind of notice that like when a director does a movie in another language that isn't theirs, it kind of falters. And honestly, the footage for this movie looks a little awkward. Again, we're going to find out very, very soon about this movie. But I don't have the best vibes here. So I'm going to predict that it doesn't get in even international feature, to be honest. Although I'm excited. I'm a big Hamaguchi guy. Disclosure Day, the new Spielberg. It's not great that I'm not that close to predicting a Steven Spielberg movie. Probably not a good idea. And I honestly think that Spielberg's the one person on planet Earth that can make a sci-fi, like a genre movie, and that be actually a plus. But I also don't think the movie looks amazing. The writer doesn't give me any confidence. I don't see people calling this the best movie of the year. And I guess, no one was saying that about F1 either, but I don't know. We also got a whole bunch of genre movies. Like Project Hail Mary's already guaranteed to get in. Plus, you got Dune and The Odyssey. I think we're settled. I think we're at our wits' end with genre movies. You also have The End of Oak Street that I want to talk about because I think that's going to be really successful. I think it's going to get a fuckload of money. It looks like it's going to be a really big end of the summer blockbuster hit, and kind of like how Weapons kind of got close and won an Oscar. I'm not going to predict it, but I want to bring it up. I feel like that could be a sneaky thing. Being Human, the new Sean Heder movie, right after her Best Picture win for Coda. I know some people got the knives out for Sean Heder a little bit. I don't think that I don't think we're talking about a Green Book Greatest Beer on Ever type of turnover. But I also don't get the vibe that this movie's gonna be so great that Sean Heder Ling's definitely gonna strike twice. That's not the vibe I'm getting here. But I if it were to get in, I guess there's some stuff. I think Ruth Madley, the lead actress, she is actually, it's about a disabled rights activist. It sounds very Apple biopic-y, to be honest, which I guess it is, but I don't know. I'm not getting good vibes from it, but we'll see. It's not possible. Josephine, the Sundance movie. If it didn't get that fuck-ass distributor, then I would be a little more open to it, but here we are. But I still think that, it is pretty well-liked. Maybe not well-liked to that degree, which is why I'm probably not going to actually play with this. Although if we were to get in, I think Channing Tatum, Jen Chan would have a shot. There's stuff there. Minotaur, I think, is going to be really buzzed about out of Cannes. Now, not for nothing, but Russia hasn't submitted a movie in a few years. You can probably guess why. I think that'll probably stop it from being this top tier picture contender, just because there is that elephant in the room. But Andre Z, the director, whose name I just will not even attempt to pronounce, has got some pretty damn bangers. He did Leviathan, he did Loveless. These are Oscar nominees. I think it would be a guarantee for a nomination in international had it not been for circumstance. But that's where we are, and plus, I think the synopsis doesn't really scream Oscar to me. Although it is going to be dealing with the war directly. So that's, okay, maybe I should take that back just a little and put it a little higher. Mimesis is the director of The Voice of Hind Rajab and Four Daughters, two movies that I've really, really loved, whose name is Kathir Benhani. I feel like I should have said her name first. I don't think she's necessarily on the precipice of Oscar, being an Oscar contender, and this one kind of feels like it's kind of blurring the line between documentary and fiction. Kind of like her other film, granted, her other two films, honestly. She's a really interesting director who I think Nemesis, when the time comes for TIFF, is probably going to be amongst my most anticipated. So she's super exciting. I hope that this could happen for her, but I'm going to, have my bets, which is probably not. The Chaperones, the new India Donaldson movie. I didn't see her last movie, but I heard excellent stuff. A good one, I think it's called. And I heard excellent stuff. It's got Cooper Hoffman, David Johnson, and Paul Dano in it. It does sound a little, stoner comedy-ish, but, it's got these actors. It's got, this tone, I think. I'll watch Good One before this movie, just so I can get a better idea, I should say. But I don't know. I want to talk about this one for just a second, just because it kind of feels like it could be something. But I could also see it just flanking, and we're all like, oh, fuck it, of course. I'm zooming through this just because I don't have that much to say about a lot of these. Sense and Sensibility. It's the highest I have a Focus Features movie, which is something, I guess. But it's I don't know. It's 2026. If this was 2007, then holy shit, number 2. And Daisy Edgar Jones is the only Fiona Shaw's in it, so is George Mackay, but they seem like they're in smaller roles. It's directed by a TV director. Whenever that happens, you'll see me talk about that again later. It just kind of doesn't actually land. I don't know. In 2026, are we really doing another Jane Austen adaptation? I'm not saying it's gonna be bad. I'm not saying don't make it, but I'm more saying unless it's actually great, then we'll talk. I don't know. It just feels like if it's just another Sense and Sensibility movie. I don't think they're gonna budge. I know it's a Focus Features movie, and unless they buy Cry to Heaven, it's the only real option. Although I'll talk about something in jest later. I don't fuck with that. I mean, Searchlight just missed. Like, maybe Tex. Like, I could definitely buy Tex for this movie. Sheep in the Box, one of 2 Corrieda movies. One that's premiering at Cannes. It's very, very, very soon. I'm a big Corrieda fan. And Neon has this. But this one definitely has a bit of a sci-fi premise. It's about, like, a robot kid. I'm excited, but I have no reason to say Corrieda is, like, really going to be that. I'm going to zoom through these just because, like, I've definitely crossed all the movies I'm really, like, ooh, about. Everything else I'll talk about, but I don't have that much faith in. And I'll be brief. The Long Winter, the new Andrew High film, movie has it. Fred Heisinger, Katrina Balfe, Tafara Wunatai. It's this drama. High in the mountains, autumn comes to an end, and a family prepares for the long winter ahead. Doesn't give us a lot of information, but I think it's based on like a novella or some shit like that. I might be incorrect. I might be thinking of something else. Andrew High is definitely not impervious to Oscar glory. I mean, I know All of Us Strangers didn't do well, but like I don't think that disqualifies him for life. I don't have that much faith in it, though, to be honest. We'll see. A lot of these are going to be we'll see contenders. The Beloved, also about to premiere, directed by Rodrigo Sorogoyen. Javier Bardem absolutely has a possibility. This seems to be Spanish sentimental value. And Javier Bardem's in the Stellan Skarsgård role. Like, the premise is almost to a T that. And I think it's going to be great. I don't think it's going to, like, end up being, like one of the year's biggest contenders. Primetime, another A24 film directed by Lance Oppenheim. I believe this is his feature debut. He's done a bunch of silly documentaries. And this is like a basically Chris Hansen, but like not really Chris Hansen. This could be Robert Pattinson's Oscar moment. Apparently his Chris Hansen is unbelievable. Like, spot the fuck on. I might put this higher. Now that I'm talking about it, I might put this shit a little higher. Like, I think that there is something here about this that excites me. That this is going to be, like, a big, like, deep dive into that kind of, like, Catch a Predator-esque journalism. And, with Robert Pattinson, yeah, I'm putting it a little higher. I'm going to put that shit, like, fuck. Fuck it. Let's put it I'll put it above I'll put it above Disclosure Day. Why not? Parallel Tales, Asghar Farhadi's new movie. I'm not really getting that much good vibes, but I will say Regina Fira is in it, and she's also in All of a Sudden, so honestly, look out for her to have like an Oscar moment this year for either of the two. Nonetheless, this seems a little sappy, romancy, and a little thrillery at the same time. I feel like if it wasn't Asghar Farhadi, we wouldn't be looking at it. So I'm not gonna bother. But again, we'll find out. The Invite is getting such really, really big hype. You think people are considering like all 4 actors to some degree, which is definitely shocking. I think Norton and Cruise have the edge. I think it'll get like at least something with writing. I feel like that's gonna happen. I mean, I will find out when I see the movie. I don't really know what this is, to be honest. But this, like, the fact that Olivia Wilde is, like, after the disaster of Don't Worry Darling that did to her career, the fact that, like, The Invite has seemingly eradicated that before it's even been, like, released is, like, really impressive. So, like, what does that say about this movie that's doing that? Another A24 film, Famous, directed by Jody Hill. It's about Zac Efron, who plays this guy who wants to be famous so badly, so he tries to take over the life of another famous actor who is also played by Zac Efron. It has a bit of a thrillery vibe. The cast is okay. It's got Bill Pullman, Phoebe Dynevor, Nicholas Braun. I don't know. I think, again, this seems more like a Zac Efron contender than, a full-blown Best Picture play. But, I feel like it's going to catch some steam, so I'm willing to talk about it. The Adventures of Cliff Booth. In theory, if you were to say David Fincher directed, Quentin Tarantino written, I'd be like, number 2 on the Best Picture charts. But I don't know what this movie is going to be. This is a Netflix movie, granted. And apparently Netflix is actually planning a theatrical rollout for this movie, so that's fun. What is it? What is it? It feels like it's going to be a little like a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood prologue, and that's about it. Or like an epilogue, I should say. I mean, I think I'm gonna like it. It's a Fincher-Tarantino collab. Are you fucking joking? But like, I don't know. I will say maybe Elizabeth Debicki could be a contender for this. That's something that's crossed the old membrane. Prima Facie, I think, is a Cynthia Erivo contender, and that's it. Similar to what I said about Sense and Sensibility, when you got these like directors, like, all right, you got this source material, granted, like, whoa. And I think the writer of the play is also writing the movie, which doesn't always translate, to be honest. But then you got like this director who's like only done TV episodes. I'm like, I don't really buy it. I think Arrivo has a shot, but I think the fact that like Jodie Comer won a Tony for this, but also it was like a one-woman show when she did it. This is different. I'm not really seeing the case for anything other than her. The Unknown is the Arthur Harari movie. I think Justine Triet had a writing credit. Leah Seydoux. It has a bit of a really freaky sci-fi concept, so I'm not really buying it. But hey, this guy did just win an Oscar, so I'm willing to talk about it. Rose, the other movie, Sandra Hüller movie. I went to Berlin and it got really good reviews. Actually, it's like a war movie about like I think Sandra Hüller was like Mulaning herself. Actually, honestly, that could be really exciting. I'm really excited to see it, honestly. So, I don't know if I can put that into picture, though, especially with all the other Sandra Hüller movies I have in there. Like, I don't know, am I going to predict Sandra Hüller to be in 4 movies? I also, like, it's Berlin, so, like, that doesn't always translate, but, like, didn't get that much buzz out of Berlin. Either did Blue Moon, though, so who the fuck knows? Bucking Fastard, the Werner Herzog movie with the Mara sisters. I'm excited for it. It sounds very interesting. It just doesn't sound like an Oscar movie. I don't think Werner Herzog is like, clamoring to come back to the Academy anytime soon. Alpha Gang, the new film from the Zellner brothers. It's one of my most anticipated films of the year without question. It's got a good cast. Kate Blanchett, Chris Pine, Dave Bautista, Lea Seydoux, Lily Rose Depp. Kelvin Harrison Jr. is also in it. But it's about aliens. Like, it's probably going to be in the vein of Sasquatch Sunset. But I don't know. When I first read about it, I kind of like, it's not going to be this, but like I kind of got like this, what if it's like an everything everywhere all at once type of deal where it's like not as big as that obviously, but like it's just so fucking good that it just can't not get in. I have no real reason to say that that's going to happen, and that's obviously a bad faith comparison because everything everyone's is bigger than anything. So I'm not going to predict it, but I want to keep an eye on it for fun. Oh, it's still in production, so it might not be out this year, unfortunately. I want to see it. Wildwood, the new Leica film. I'm excited. The trailer, I watched the trailer before shooting, and looks fantastic. It's animated though. It's kind of fucked up that I'm not even considering the new Pedro Almodovar movie, but like Bitter Christmas is not getting into Best Picture. I mean, everyone kind of learned their lesson the hard way that like this idea that Almodovar is Oscar like magnet is in bad faith with The Room Next Door flaking, but like this movie kind of already had its premiere in Spain and it kind of did nothing. So, Okay, I'll talk about Bunker, but briefly, the new Florian Zeller movie, director of Javier Bardem's in it, Penelope Cruz is in it. Look, am I saying that Florian Zeller sucks forever now? Yeah, fuck that guy. I don't know, Patrick Schwarzenegger's in it, Paul Dano's in it, I guess. Like, it's a thriller about a married couple. One's an architect. I don't fuck. Man, I just feel like I'm talking about this movie for memes. I'm moving on. This movie's not getting the picture. Fuck off. I Play Rocky, the new Peter Farrelly movie. Yes! Like, I guess it's like kind of made to be like an Oscar bait movie, but I think Farrelly was kind of a one and done type of deal with Green Book, and he got lucky. It's about like the making of Rocky Balboa. Like, you can see how that could land, but like the guy playing him is not like anybody. So I'm not gonna bother. Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma, one of my most anticipated movies of the year. It's not gonna happen. It looks fucking weird. Like, even by Jane Schomburg's standards, it looks fucking weird. But hey, if it's so good, maybe. But probably not. Tenzing is like one of those like biopics directed by a documentary filmmaker. It's got a really good cast. Not for nothing. Got Tom Hiddleston, got Willem Dafoe, Katrina Balfe. Like, pretty good cast. Again, it just sounds like an Apple biopic. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like one of those. A biopic of Tenzing Norgay, the legendary mountaineer who summited Mount Everest. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, I'll go to TIFF. I'll probably not watch it, and then maybe I'll watch it at home when it comes out on Apple. I'm not even sure if it is an Apple movie. It just sounds like one. The Dog Stars, directed by Ridley Scott, who honestly at this point is a bit of a red flag. It's got a good cast, but like that movie, like it looks the color gray, man. Like Ridley Scott, is he just an old man who's colorblind? It's like a post-apocalyptic like thing. I'm not expecting anything out of this movie. The Uprising is a Focus Features movie. Paul Greengrass directing it. Andrew Garfield's in it. Coming out on 9/11. It's about like a 1300th like farmer, I guess. Oh, it's like a revolution against the king. I see. And it's Paul Greengrass makes fucking mid movies for dads. I'm not buying this. Obsession, another Focus Features movie. It's gonna be so buzzy. Like, I'm filming this before it comes out. I've seen it twice now. It's so good. I'm predicting Indy Navarrete. Fuck you. She's too good, I want it! But, you know, it's like a very wild horror movie. I know. The Wait, yeah, I went to Sundance, kind of came and went, but it looks good. Claire and the Sun, the new Taika Waititi movie with Jenna Ortega and Amy Adams. That's a tough sentence. Yeah, it's like based on like an Ishiguro novel, which like I think a lot of people are like, oh, this isn't the right pick. It's gonna be pretty light, I'm assuming, but like I don't know. I'm willing to give Taika Waititi one more shot. Because, like, all right, he did a contractual obligation with a Marvel movie, and it sucked, and then he did a sports movie, which is super present. I don't know, like, I don't think the Taika Waititi and Jojo Rabbit is just gone forever, but I also don't think this is what's gonna hit. Like, a movie about a robot, The Great Beyond, J.J. Abrams, I'm excited for it more than most people are. I'm excited for a non-Star Wars Abrams movie just to see. Madden by David O. Russell, fuck off. And then, finally, let's just talk about Michael briefly. It's making fuckloads of money, which, you know, we all knew it would, even with the reviews. It's just, like, I know, and which is causing some people to go, like, oh, hold on, the audiences love it, you know, it could be like a Bohemian Rhapsody type of deal, and I'm just like, look, this would be one of the lowest rated Best Picture movies of all time. Not just lower than Bohemian Rhapsody, but much lower than Bohemian Rhapsody. Like, it just kind of feels like a movie that, like, its bad will is perhaps lessened by its goodwill, but I don't think the goodwill is strong enough. Like, you think, how many directors are really saying this is my favorite movie of the year, except for, like, fucking Spike Lee, I guess. I'm not predicting this movie with, like, a 30 on Rotten Tomatoes to get in. Like, that, I'm not doing that. And, I don't know, come January, is this movie still gonna be, like, the biggest movie of the year? Probably not. Alright, that's what I got. Let's see if Can is gonna make me look like a butt-fucking idiot. Let's grab a chair. Bye-bye.